Hello, everyone. Today we'll talk about core gameplay. I'm joined by two cool game designers. Introduce yourselves, guys.
Hi, my name is Dennis.
And I'm Ilya.
Awesome. I managed to get my hands on the current build of UFL. For the first time, by the way. So I'll be playing the game and asking the guys regarding the game in general and the things I see on the screen. Another thing I should mention straight away, all football players you will see on the screen this time are fictional. We have to remove real players for this film due to certain legal requirements. In UFL, there will be real players, no one fictional, but in Journey, we use non-existing footballers. Don't worry, everything will be good in the game. Let's go. Guys, I heard that both of you have some cyber sports background and you are masters of football simulation games. Is that really so? I'd love to hear more about that. What are your pro cyber sports achievements?
I started in 2007. I was selected for the World Championships several times in those years.
Ilya, well, what about your achievements?
I started playing significantly later due to my age. My career was more or less close to the one of Dennis's, but I haven't been to the World Championships. Unlike him, I don't even have a theoretical possibility to get there.
I dived into the development world quite a long time ago, but I just now started to realize that pleasing different types of players, creating a game that fits many user requirements is an extremely complicated task. There are so-called casuals, people who play once a week with friends and don't even try to launch an online mode. And there's a totally different group that grinds for several hours every day. Oh, that was a good attack. They play for several hours a day, and obviously they have completely different demands.
Usually, people are unhappy with the gameplay due to their super high expectations.
You think so?
People expect that the technology makes it possible to create the most realistic football now.
Here we are at Ilya's workstation. Now, I'll have to beg Ilya to show me what they're working on, because the developers are usually reluctant to share any raw materials with me. Passes. Ilya, let's talk about the passing system. Let's start with the basics to begin with. What types of passes are there in UFL, besides the simple 2-meter pass?
If we start listing them, we won't finish by dawn.
There are that many of them? Okay, name at least 5. We can't stay here and finish by dawn.
Basically, it's the foundations, the low pass, the high pass, the through pass. Everything else is variations of these passes, whether it's a powerful pass, a strong high, or a throw ball.
How does the game understand which way and to whom you want to send the pass?
There is no secret here. We check the general direction and see where the footballer is moving or to what angle the user moves their D-pad.
What type of passes are mostly dependent on footballer skills? Where are individual footballer skills most important? I mean, anyone can give a simple 2-meter pass.
And that's why it depends on the difficulty of a pass and also, for instance, how difficult it is to receive a ball. Everything is like in real football. The more technical the pass is, the more demanding it is of the personal skills of the footballer.
How do you implement passes in terms of animation physics? Do you also use motion capture like the other teams?
Of course. And after that, we measure certain degrees and height of the pass. We count centimeters, roughly speaking. A pass at one height or another, a chest pass, a header, with a foot, a one-touch, strong or low.
What type of tackles are there in the UFL?
Everything that exists in real life, we also have in the UFL. This is an active tackle, when you put your foot out and take the ball. Passive, when you just run to the ball, collect it, then go on with it. Sliding tackles, basically everything and anything else you haven't thought of. Being a game designer, I wanted to tell more about it, but I won't reveal my secrets yet.
Which tackle is generally the most difficult to design and develop, and what are the issues?
The most difficult thing for us is the passive tackle, when the ball is taken very close from an opponent. The main reason is that several different mechanics work together after such a tackle. It's harder to set up what comes next with passive tackles, if it's going to be dribbling or something else. When it's an active tackle, you just kick the ball far and then go into dribbling. The same goes for sliding tackles. You kick the ball, stand up, and run. But in passive, everything is more complicated.
Okay, boys, let's talk about progress. How would you assess the path you have taken from the starting point to the current moment?
Oh, that's difficult. I can say that when we take on improvements, everything gets much better, but again, when we start adjusting other mechanics, we find other issues in those we finished recently. So it takes really a lot of iterations to polish the materials to perfection.
Sounds like there's a touch of perfectionism in it. You're never satisfied with the results and always see some way to make further improvements?
Well, no. Sometimes we are satisfied when we have done something, but later, when we switch to another mechanic, we find some problems in what was done before. Maybe you're too focused and not seeing properly, and so then you forget about it for a while, and after a break, you really see it from a different angle. I mean, there is no perfectionism. We understand that it's impossible to make the game completely perfect. There will always be some place for improvement. The world is not standing still. Technologies are always developing. It's impossible to make all mechanics perfect. But still, you can deliver a very good version, and that's what we're trying to do with the UFL release.
Let's put it this way. Our mechanics may not be absolutely perfect, but they are solid. Earlier, they didn't work properly or even didn't work at all. And now, we don't have these problems.
We've ensured our mechanics work perfectly well together.
When we play in a football simulator, we expect to see real-life mistakes that occur in normal football. But when we see them, they look more like a bug and not part of the gameplay. Can a rainbow be successfully used during a match against a real person?
It can. Everything regarding the goalkeepers is much more difficult than with outfield players.
And what about long free kicks that go off the target?